Hey, I hope you're doing well. So in case you weren't aware, Ukraine has been in the news a lot recently, and most of it is because US President Donald Trump has refused to give Ukraine the $391 million in aid unless the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky conducts an investigation on Joe Biden's family, who has business holdings in Ukraine. And Joe Biden, of course, is a political rival in the upcoming US presidential election. So Joe Biden's son purportedly has some holdings in the Ukrainian gas company, and the whole investigation was meant to dig up dirt on Joe Biden and his family. But once the transcript of the conversation was released between Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, Donald Trump was very eager to give the aid back to Ukraine. Unfortunately for him, the impeachment trials have begun. Now, the $391 million given to Ukraine was meant for advisory, for training and equipment. It was meant to purchase sniper rifles, rocket-propelled grenade launchers, night vision equipment, radar, and of course, the Javelin. Now, the reason why the Javelin is so powerful is because it's the best anti-armor system available in any part of the world. It can go out as far as 2 kilometers and take down any vehicle, including tanks. It's incredibly mobile, it's incredibly easy to use, and it would aid Ukraine in its defenses against Russia. Since Ukraine has gotten a hold of the Javelin, the number of Russian tanks and heavy personnel carriers have decreased dramatically. So in a country with such political unrest, it's extremely important to have something like the Javelin there so that it could prevent heavy artillery forces from invading the country. The simple-to-use Javelin system being provided to Ukraine by America is not only an effective weapon against Russian forces, but it also shows Russia that Ukraine has America's support, which is extremely valuable to have.
Son of a bitch.
Now, in the 80s, before the Javelin, the best anti-tank system that every US infantry squad used was the M47 Dragon anti-tank guided missile. Now, these guys were really bulky and really unreliable, but they did a great job of penetrating the armor of the T-72 and the T-80. Now, the Dragon was really good for its time until the Soviets came up with a technology called the Reactive Armor, which are just explosive tiles that are put in front of the tank armor that are meant to blunt incoming anti-tank missiles, essentially making the Dragon obsolete. Once the US Army found out about this, they decided to commission a new type of anti-tank weapon, the Javelin. So the Javelin is made to do what the Dragon could not, which is to get rid of and destroy tanks. So the Javelin has 2 warheads, unlike the Dragon, and the first warhead is meant to get rid of the reactive tiles that are attached to the front of the tanks. The second warhead is then meant to completely explode and destroy the armored belt of the tank itself, making it incapable of operating any farther. And so this technology has been really good for older tanks, but even it's very efficient with the newer ones. That includes the T-90 and the T-72B3. So the Javelin is an anti-tank missile that has a fire and forget feature to it. It uses infrared guidance to go in and destroy any armored vehicle that includes tanks and helicopters. The Javelin has 2 modes to operate in. It has the direct attack mode and the top attack mode. In direct attack mode, think fastball. The missile directly engages with the target head-on, and this is perfect for attacking buildings and helicopters. In top attack mode, think curveball. The missile steeply goes up into the sky, and then when it's near the target, it dives down deeply to completely eviscerate the target from the above. This is perfect for tanks because the armor of the tank is weakest at the top. So the Dragon's range was a weak 1,000 meters, and the Javelin's range is between 2,500 to 4,000 meters. And it's meant to take on tanks from its weakest point, the top. And it does this with a weight of about 33 pounds. In March of 2018, Trump allowed the sale of $47 million worth of Javelin missiles and launchers to Ukraine in its fight against the Russian separatists. This was the first sale of deadly weapons given to Ukraine, and it helped Ukraine immensely. There have been talks about purchasing more Javelins, but that's all that it ended up being, just talks. So at the end, the reason why Javelins are so important is because Russia has an immense supply of tanks and armored vehicles that can be used not only in areas of conflict such as Donbass, but in Crimea as well. And also, it can be used in cases where Russia decides to do a general invasion of Ukraine. And so the Javelin represents Ukraine's biggest defense against the brutal forces of Russia. The team here at Vitruvius really wanted to do this video to talk about the importance of military technology in preserving a country's sovereignty. So please let us know in the comment section down below your thoughts on any of this. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, we'll see you next time. Ciao.